Okay, let's see. Let's okay. All right, so I see a few people are here anyway. See what we got here. How's this look? All right. Let's see here. So I have done made some changes to the camera situation here, and I'm curious what it's going to be like and if it's going to even be worth doing. So if you notice that there's a shitload of lag or something like that, please type and let me know. If you're new to this, I broadcast from or go live from really shitty country internet. And so if you are, if it looks extra small, that's why I have to really stream it and cut it back. Anyway, okay. So yeah, if you see a lot of lag, let me know. I might have to restart the stream and use a different camera or something like that. I'm not sure. So anyway, welcome. If you're here for the first time, thank you for joining me. This is my Thursday night intro class, and I am doing these during the lockdown to, basically have something to do and connect with people. And I was really surprised by the feedback that I got from Australia. Sweet. So again, let me know if there's lots of frame dropping and stuff like that. It shouldn't be super choppy, but it might be a little bit. Anyway, I've been teaching, and I do appreciate it when you sign it, when you say what's up, because I can't see who enters and leaves, so I won't know if you're there or not. Anyway, my Thursday night classes are meant to be intro classes, and I've been trying to, I'm a shitty promoter, but I've been trying to sort of get the word out, and then sometimes I use like really, I don't know, silly, or I'm trying to be clever names for the classes, and this one is on becoming a flow ninja. And what I really mean by that is, I mean, I am being a little, comic booky, but I'm also like wanting to share with you techniques that I've been doing for a while that I think are making me sharper, that they are improving the animal, the physical existence of me. That, like, for instance, they're making my reaction time better, or keeping my hands light and free. And I really think that these things will, I'm hoping, and I'm believing, I'm having faith that these things are actually going, hey Danielle, that these things are actually going to help me sort of live a higher quality of life. I think all movement does that, which is why I think it's so important that you find whatever it is that moves you. Like, I mean, I'm not even being metaphorical, just whatever moves you to do that, because there's a good chance that we're all, in spite of our health even, going to live a long time, COVID aside. And we want it to feel like we're not serving out a prison sentence, that we're like actually enjoying life for as long as we can. And the more that we can, without injury, the more that, hey Bridget, wow, I've never seen that one before, that's cool. The more that we can move now while we can, because injuries are almost inevitable. Some kind of loss over time is almost inevitable. So doing the most with what we have right now really helps us extend that out. And it doesn't even, take a lot of work. I'm sure you guys all know, like, a few old people, and I mean really old people, that still get by. And, most of those people led, whether it was hooping, I doubt it, but they led an more active life. And, for some people, their job is active, but for some of us, we need to make that time. And so these exercises that we're going to work on tonight, these techniques, are really meant to just, I think they look cool too. New Mexico, sweet. I think they look cool, but they're really just meant to sort of open you up. So we're going to start off with something called sway. And sway is when when we move any way we want to. It's free-form movement. So like basically, I'm assuming that some of you are joining, sweet Jackie, some of you are joining or this is your flow session. So like in Sway, the same thing happens in my local classes. So I try to give people a chance to warm up, stretch, or do whatever. Now, if you're somebody that doesn't do either one of those things, then I really suggest you sway with me. And you'll see, I'll sort of demo it, but it's really simple movement. And the moment that you feel like it's taking over, then you've got there. You're there. And so the goal is just to sort of let yourself go and kind of like, unplug, I guess, from whatever you were plugged into before you took this class. So, unplug, worry centers mostly. All right, so you can move any way you want to, and if you're new, because my computer's so limited, I play music off my SoundCloud. This playlist is on SoundCloud. It'll be available as soon as this is over. Future Hero Podcast or Jonathan Livingston Baxter, you'll find it on SoundCloud. Virginia, sweet. Okay, so it looks like my computer is running slow, but it's not going bad for you guys, so I hope that that's what's happening. So we're going to start with Sway. I usually do it blindfolded. It's very it's self-conscious to do this in front of people. Hey, Laura. It's very self-conscious to do this in front of people, but, if you're doing it in front of your family, I'll try to look sillier than you possibly could. But remember, I take this stuff really seriously, and so, like, the reason that I've always swayed people up is that the difference before I did Sway in my classes, in my workshops, and after, the performance, the stamina through it, the just breakthroughs that they were having, revelations, like warming up is so important, and I don't know why flow people don't do it more than they say they do, because it's very, very good for sort of, enriching your experience. So that's what we're going to do now. All right, guys, so here's the new camera scene. I think it looks pretty good. Video and sound all good. Okay, so my computer has a link, is slow, but you guys are getting the goods. So right on. Okay, so yeah, if you see me on my phone, I'm not checking my messages. You guys have my full attention. All right. Sorry, I have so many fans going here, I have to turn them all off. Audible breath in. If you're new to this, I call audible breath in. I don't call audible breath out so that you can determine that. In a way, that's kind of the metaphor for the way that I teach. Audible breath in. Audible breath in. I have already moved today, getting ready for this class. And so my sway isn't very big with a lot of stretching because I still feel pretty good. But for me, my sway right now is about pace. I'm digging this chill song. Digging, feeling my breath. Audible breath in. Maybe you're like me and you just need to chill right now. Take deep breaths and think about nothing. Just chill. Audible breath in. All right, we're going to do one more kind of sway. Usually sway's about 6 to 8 minutes long, so we're going to break it up into 2 parts. But I want to talk a little bit about energy, because I'm more of a creative writing teacher. And so what I want you to do right now is you can kind of mimic me if you want to. But I want you to begin moving your hands and moving your feet. That's nice. And what we're going to work on for our first sway is the idea of energy. The idea that energy is moving through you because it is you. And then artistically, I want you to grab that energy or to channel that energy to become creatively directive with it. One of the ways that you develop new moves is with new body movements. I love the body, but we both know it can get rutted. Sometimes I like to think my hands are light air energy, like helium. I want to move in new ways, and I want to move in new ways. And I really love it when those new ways come from me. The energy I'm moving with now became a little harder. See if you can keep your feet moving. Audible breath in. See if you can get your elbows high. Not super high, but shoulder height. And then we're going to be moving with mostly off-body techniques tonight. So the more action you put in your non-dominant hand, the better. To wake it up to. If you're not sure, synchronized movement can be a great way to sync up both. San Diego, sweet. Say hey, everybody. I really like it when you do that. Now I'm breathing, heavy. My heart rate has come up. If yours has not, then we want it to come up, and I can dip into my legs a little bit more, or I can raise up a knee. Either way. This is called sway. This is our warm-up. Usually it's not guided, but I'm trying to wake us up to both sides. Sweet. Okay. Okay, so we're going to start our little hoop. Hold on a second. I don't have a studio audience, so you guys are keeping me comfy tonight. So we're going to start with our first movement with our hoop tonight. We're going to kind of bounce back to what I called, what we call 2-point. But in HoopPath, point technique is anytime I'm holding the hoop without grip. You know, as long as it's not on the ground and I'm not holding it with grip, I'm in point contact. So this is point contact on my head. This is point contact on my hands, okay? So what we're gonna work with right now is 2-point at the poles, at like the north and south or east and west pole of the hoop here. Sorry, I'm just taking a minute to get used to the cameras here. Here we go. And we can teach ourselves how to find this move super quick by just dropping down and then popping back out. Drop it down, pop back out, okay? We talked about that last week. And then, of course, you know, what you try to do, you know, there we go. You try to get quick enough that the hoop doesn't really fall or move when you do it, right? And so some of that is to just nudge it up just a little bit. So the folks at home don't really see it, but it just looks really fast. Okay? So this is 2-point contact once we get in there. And what we're going to do tonight is we're going to start off by exploring just that, just 2-point contact. And I'm going to demo this with you, but these are 2-point movements, right, that I can do. This is 2-point isolation, right? 2-point folds. I mean, of course, it could fold anywhere, but this is without changing very much. And it's on the back of my hand, okay? Boom. Boom, and I'm holding it here. You know, if I want to dance with the hoop, boom, 2-point is great for that. And then I'll demo a little bit more as we get going. But what I want you to do is to practice, to explore, not practice, 2-point technique. Now, your hands don't have to stay at the poles, but that's where we're starting. Because what I like to do, and if you're not sure how to explore, you think I've lost my mind, you can let the hoop travel around you without gripping it, and just see how your hands change in order to make that happen. I can smear the hoop into the core from 2-point. This is me creating a 3rd point with my back. So this is all from the poles. We're all different levels of body geeks here, but one of the things that I find really, just cool is just feeling my left and right arm connect to each other in a different way with this technique. Like if I push with my right and give it a little bit of resistance, it kind of connects the left and right for me in a mind-body kind of connection that I really enjoy. As I talked about last week, giving yourself burst of energy, giving your burst of energy. especially horizontal stalls are really nice in 2 points, super easy to do. Easy to fold out of. Sustained stall, right? Not just let one end tip easily into the smear. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you, everybody. Okay. Not that it really matters, but I've got some notes just because I want to make sure I get everything to you guys. Okay, so I hope you understand. I think if you're taking my classes before, you know the vibe. But if not, the reason I keep the exercises so simple and open is for you to flow. I'm a big flow guy, so that's always the goal here. But we're going to work on a concept that I like that kind of flows in. So this is what some of what we're going to be working on tonight winds up looking like. Okay? So we're working towards that. And so there's a couple of cool things you can do here. And we're going to talk about 2-point and push. We used to call this pivot and push, but it's kind of the same thing. I want you to hold the hoop, above Virginia. Sweet. I want you to hold the hoop here and let it just sort of hang against you. And again, this is the intro class, so things are super simple, but you kind of never leave this fundamental. Because if I am here and I put any kind of movement with my other hand, the hoop hinges and swings, right? Right, boom. It's almost like you could call this a point and a hug, and the hoop is going to move off that way. Sweet, thanks, Kelly. So we're here, boom, right? Okay, but I could do something a lot more gentle, like I could trace, if I wanted to, I'm holding the hoop here. It's on the back of my hand. I want to make sure we're all clear about that. This is why you're going to get good arms, right? Because you're going to have to hold your head. But if I bring it down this way, right? And then I can start to flow with it. So I hold one hand and then bring the other down and kind of put some push on it. Boom. And I start to get movement, okay? Now, most of you probably know this, but sometimes it's helpful to just focus only on this, right? And then pay attention to other little things that are starting to happen as you make these movements, right? So I'm here, I'm holding it. I could do the same thing if I held it on my hand here and hugged it across, right? Boom. All right, I'm gonna demo this and give you a chance to play with this. This leads into some things. Wow, thanks guys. Some of you have already donated. Appreciate that. I don't even know how you knew. All right, so here we go. I'm going to show you some of this stuff. Holding it here, right? Hug it. I can hang the hoop, this is almost the exact same movement where you're hanging it. If you think of it hanging and pushing, suddenly that move is a little bit easier to do, right? Pull it off, you can hug it. We're going to learn some of the moves I'm doing right now. We're going to learn in just a second. What I want you to mostly pay attention to is points. So this is me what if I just switch from point to point up there, right? And then I come in with some push from the other hand, point, push with the other hand, boom. The cool thing about it is it's a movement generator. It's a momentum generator. So I can, if the DJ does what this guy just did and takes this music away, then I've got my 2-point that I can hop right back into mess up with that. This is tracing, if you don't know what that is. What we're really focusing on tonight, or not tonight, but right now for this next 2 minutes, is creating momentum, right? And you may create so much momentum that you don't really know what to do with it, and that's kind of the fun of folding, right? Like I create so much momentum, and then I just react to it. So I'm here. Let it hit me in the mic. Oops. I'm here. Gave it a little hop when it came around. If you haven't played with this before, I'm hanging the hoop here. This might be an easier way to find the same concept. I'm hanging the hoop here. I push it around. That's called pivot and push. Right? Bring that hand around. This is if I go away. See that or not. Okay. So we're going to go, yeah, okay, cool. All right, so again, this is kind of more of an archive class. Like this is, the replays are on YouTube and you can go watch it. This maybe isn't my flowiest from one thing to the next, but just want to give you some different movements that really help. And last week, we talked about this hold here. This hold here, right? And I'm holding the hoop like out in 2-point like this. This is our 2-point. Bring it back into that elbow, right? You see that? It's tucked into the elbow there. Okay, but all I really want you to do is just feel just sort of the grip of that. If you're new to this, it looks easy. It is easy, but it's simple, but maybe not easy. But you want to dip the elbow down, make sure you're feeling some resistance there. And you can kind of feel a sort of grip with it. And then go ahead and switch it off into the other hand, right? So it's here, and it's going on the back of my hand, or somewhere up there, and then for me right now, it's dipped into my elbow, okay? And then last week, we did this move. I don't know if you remember this, but this is how we went from get just to drill it so we can teach our arms how to catch it quickly. If you didn't take that class, go back and watch that one. It's towards the beginning. But I put my hand in, pointing down, right? There we go. And then I flip my hand out. As I flip it, the hoop's going to swing across my body vertically, but swing across my body, and then I'll pull it back into this arm. Boom. All right, so it goes here. It's almost like bow and arrow type stuff, but not really. But you're here, and then I'm going to let it go and then pull it back into there. And I drop my elbow to make that happen. All right. I'll show you what it looks like. So I'm going to start off on here, but you'll get to see the catching arm here. So I'm here, swing it out. Boom. Okay? All right. So what we're going to play with is we're going to play with a movement that I really like, and I'll go ahead and put some music on so you can start to feel this with music. But you're going to drop the hoop. It's going to be kind of a 1-point push move. And you're going to drop the hoop, and I'm going to hug the hoop, and that's going to cause it to pivot around my body, and it's going to swing around. As it's swinging around, I'm going to go in with my arm, just like we were just doing, and I'm going to bring my hand up, and that's going to freeze the hoop there, okay? Whoa, sorry, guys. Sorry, hey. These are called Taurus reverses. Taurus reverses. I'll show you what they look like first, okay? Taurus reverse. It's like the donut shape reverse, right? Like if you were just going from one to the other. So I hug it here, arm comes up, stops it right there, right? Turn with it a little bit. Then this hand is going to kind of help. It'll be more like this, but it's going to push it back some. I'm going to push with my back of the hand, and send it back the other way. So it looks like this. I'll show you from the side. Now I am keeping contact against my core this whole time. It's not on my chest, it's really about like on my stomach. You kind of have to, but you know, well, I mean, you can do it without doing it, but it moves into something else. So here, here. So I'm gonna hug it across, it comes across, arm comes up, stops it, right? Pushes it back around, the other arm comes in, stops it, okay? Elbow deep. Because essentially, you're basically doing that move we just did, right? Turn it down too much. Taurus reverses. You can imagine, like, this is a Taurus move, right? Like, I'm holding the hoop here. This is pretty old school, but if I'm holding the hoop here, this is a Taurus type move, right? Where the hoop is coming around. It's more the LED cool move to do. Okay? So what we're doing is a Taurus reverse. Like if we just took the V of this donut and went like this and this, we're going to come here. I don't have a studio audience, so I have no idea if this is if I'm bombing or if people are picking this up. I know that this looks simple. The reason I'm taking the time to show it to you tonight is that a lot of what I do and the way I teach is built off these simple movements here to warm us up. All right. Let me know if I'm still live. Oh. Easy music. Okay, wait. Okay. This is awesome. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Thank you guys. Twitch is at least here. So those are Taurus reverses. So now we're going to do something that is very... Okay, you're welcome, Laura. So this is something that is related to what we just did, but this is creating, these are called contact hinges or 2-point contact hinges. And what you're going to do is you're going to pull, the bottom hand on this move is going to be on the inside. I feel alive. Thank you, Daniel. And then the other hand is going to be here. And I'm going to use my wrist for this. Boom, 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 boom. But you don't really have to. But this is the super simple movement that we're going for, and this is called a 2-point, well, I guess it would be called a 3-point contact hinge. Yeah, duh, because there's 3 points. I'm, again, like a lot of these moves, I'm putting it into the body this way, right? And then I can, you know, switch hands just to make sure I'm balanced on both sides. Right. And then at any point, I can let that momentum roll me around, right? So I'm here. If I send it all the way here, then I'm going to go up, 2-point, 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 come back down. This is that move that we were just doing, point and hang, okay? And so then I'm back into here. Okay, so it's like this. I don't want to get distracted reading comments here. All right. And then where this, like I just want you to practice that, because where this can really open up, all these movements that I'm showing you, the reason I'm including them in Flow Ninja stuff is that they help you kind of create momentum on the hoop, and then you can do cool stuff. So oh yeah, that's the other thing. I wanted to point out that that I'm here, and any time I can go into this move that I just did, right? It gives your arms these real sort of snaky qualities. So this is that hinge, right? But at any moment, boom, and then I'm back in Taurus reverses, right? And then this is for the super geeks out there. But those Taurus reverses can be hand walked, right? It feels cooler than it looks, but instead instead of just here and here, watch my hands. They'll go up. Maybe you'll see it. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Okay, let's play some music and let you practice all this stuff. Oop. Each one of these songs plays as a crazy different volume, so bear with me.
Easy music.
So these are the hinges, right? If you already know how to do hinges, then have at it. But the super basic one that we're working on, and again, it's just a movement concept, is this hinge here. If you're learning this for the very first time, your feet are probably pretty still right now, and that's kind of to be expected. But the moment that you have a move, in HoopPath anyway, I suggest that you put it on wheels, and that just means that the moment I've got the basics of this move, I'm going to start stepping with it when I do it, and just see what happens.
Baby, get up on me, feel what you feel my energy. I need you close to me. Na 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 na. Ooh, na na na, oh baby,
We sort of talked about these last week, but these are those one-arm hinges, holds. And now you know that Taurus reverse, you can add those to any moment to really punctuate it. So let's say I come down here, I'm gonna hold it in a Taurus, and then Taurus reverse it. See that? If you're having trouble, I don't know how intro everybody is right now, but if you're having trouble even pulling off the hinge, don't forget the third point of contact. There's this top one, I'm on the outside, inside with this hand, boom. But then it's resting against the core, and that's really where it's gonna. Okay, let's see. Yeah, really enjoying the hand walking. Cool, sweet. Dude, guys, I love it when you check in, especially like when I'm here at the house by myself. I have a housemate, by the way. I'm not throwing parties or anything. Okay. Yeah. Okay, we're doing good on time. Okay, so this next one is going to get a little bit funky, but I wanted to teach you a move that, okay. Yeah, okay. So this is it's kind of called like a push elbow or a push fold or something like that. I can't remember what I used to call them. But what you do is you take your hand, forget my left hand that's holding it. Okay, sweet, Michelle. She's been doing it for a while. Sweet, Kristen. Good. If I took y'all's beginner class, I'm sure I would learn things too. So I'm holding the hoop here, and what I want to do, and this is going to be kind of tricky, but we'll start off this way. You're going to just be inside the hoop here, inside the hoop, and you're going to pull the hoop up and then open your hands out like you're testifying in church. But you're going to put your hands out this way and see if you can feel a push, like with your elbows kind of against your night side or against wherever the hoop is touching. So it's like my hands are kind of like rising up. As they turn towards the ceiling, they're putting like a pressure there on the back of me. Do you feel that? See where my elbows are? I'm a little washed out. I actually have a tan, but anyway, so I'm here. Now, what the move that we're going to work on tonight is bringing the hoop down. Actually, yeah, okay. So this is the push. This is what it looks like. I'm here, right? And I've got that push, and it'll come back down that way. But you know what? I want to change the whole way I just taught you that, okay? Because I kind of forgot this part. Okay, yeah. So what I want you to do is hold the hoop and bring your elbows together underneath the hoop here. Right? Let's see. I'm going to make sure I get, yeah. Okay, yeah. So then the hoop is going to escape in that space between, like, just under your wrist or whatever, okay? So you can see the hoop moving back and forth, and it's just being held there. And then what you're going to do is swing it all the way over and then keep that elbow high, that feeling that we just got. And then this is where the elbow push comes in. This is hard to teach online. The elbow is going to drop down, and that sends the hoop across. So let me show you what these look like in real time. Okay? You can get a lot. I don't know if you can hear it on the mic, but you can get a lot of speed on these. So to get there, what you might want to do is feel this body hinge first, right? Where the hoop is coming out just under my hands there, right? And then my elbows are not my elbows so much, but my forearms are making contact. And I'm going to swing the hoop that way. And then when I swing it all the way to one side, that elbow is going to push up. Let's see. No, that elbow is going to stay low, and the hand is going to push out and reverse the hoop. So I'm here. Okay, I've got it. So I'm here, and I'll push it over, keep the hand high. The reason it's called a push might help you get it, too. The hand is holding the hoop here. Forget this hand. The hand is holding the hoop there. What's called a push elbow fold because I'm pushing the elbow down, and that swings the hoop across, right? So it looks like this. This is sort of holding it in the swing. And you know what? I guess what I really need to stress, one of the reasons it's hard to learn this is that it's completely a momentum movement. And so it's kind of like if a marble rolled up and rolled down, there's really no pause between your movements so that the hoop doesn't run out of gas, essentially, right? So it's here, and it goes right into the resistance on my hand, and then I push that elbow down. So I'm really feeling the point here, and then, let's see, make sure I almost always get screwed up trying to teach this. Here we go. All right, that's probably good enough. I'm going to demo that a lot. This is sort of our last point. You guys can ask questions about it, too, if you need. And I do appreciate everybody joining me tonight. We are going to have some chance to free hoop to some stuff here, but this is what the movement looks like. I'm pushing, I'm using that third point, the same third point that we've been using all night long is helping me pull that off, right? If this helps you guys. Good. Nice, Caitlin. Yeah, your arms might be a little sore from this one. And you know, I don't know your medical report, so you guys do what's, hopefully it's a good sore. And then I could just very quickly, out of this move here, go right into that move we were just doing, right here. Right? Remember this guy? That view helps. Okay, cool. Let me give you a little bit more. Actually, this is the starting move. See how it's coming out there? Elbows here. And I swing it. I'll show you kind of what the flow version of this looks like. I'm doing a combination of the two moves that we just did. Hand walking move we just did. This is just those Taurus reverses. And then you can start to do cool shit like fold out of it, stuff like that. I think I can't emphasize enough that my hand is here. Sorry, for some reason my camera's reversed. My camera is here, and I'm pushing up with this hand, right? It's going up. The elbow is going down. And then I push it into the body. Right? There again. My top hand's underneath. My elbow's on the back here. And that's how I create the leverage. So this top hand's going to go up. My elbow pushes down and the hoop swings across. And then, this might be, a little bit ahead of where some of you are with this, but it can turn into a movement that can be, taken to lots of different heights, and you can even come out of it in the horizontal back into Taurus. Just, if you're not sure what Taurus is, just think of a donut, right? Okay, I am going to let you play with these things, and then you can ask me questions if you have any, let me know. But I'll demo some of the stuff that we've sort of worked on, so you can get this. If you want to watch this again, and I think you probably will if you're brand new to this, go watch it on YouTube. You subscribe to my channel, get the notifications. You'll be notified when it goes live, okay? Otherwise, you can free hoop to this song. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. We got some free hoop songs to go here. Sweet, Kelly. Sweet. Yeah. I just want to make sure that I don't think these moves are easy. I think that they're simple, but they are definitely HoopPath off-body sort of building block movements, and we create a lot of drills, or I've created a lot of drills from these. Like just this movement that we were doing before is one of my favorites for opening up my twist. If you're just getting into hooping, you might not realize it, but your body needs that washing machine action, right? It needs that twist. When you're doing breaks and reverses, that twist can really, really help speed them up and make them a lot quicker, right? And so these moves, what I'm doing right now is, it's not as quick a twist, but I'm turning right back around, and that's creating a lot of the momentum that the hoop is feeling. This is that hand walk. You can kind of flatten it all the way out. It probably feels cooler than it looks, honestly, but I like this song. Sweet Danielle. Yeah, right? The horizontal's cool, right? You take this is the movement here. And I'm just going to start walking the hands. And then I can start folding. This is what it looks like from the front. I love it though. These are some of the other ways that two-point fold that we'll get into some other night. Oh, one thing I wanted to point out when we were doing this two-point stall, or two-point movement that we were doing before, if I turn and let those hands fold out underneath the hoop, right? 2 point. I can get lots of cool things happening. And maybe the hands don't stay at exactly the poles. Your momentum, your turn, will help make the hoop sticky. Danielle, I don't know if you're still watching or not, but if you are, you probably already do this, but if you haven't tried it, it's super fun. Where I'm gonna do a hug, it's gonna come across, but I'm just gonna knock it instead of trying to catch it. I'm gonna knock it. Hopefully I can pull this off and see what I'm talking about. Do you see how quick that fold is? So I'm coming here, and as it comes around, I knock it, and it goes into a fold. Uh-oh. Hug. Boom. Sweet. Cool. I'm glad you're here. So what this would be like a torus reverse that folds in the middle. So instead of just this to this, as it comes across, hit it, and that folds it over. Boom, pop, and then you do something crazy there. Okay, so it's here, boom, boom. Sweet. All right, thank you guys for joining me. We'll do, I'll do one more song. Actually, let's skip that one. Maybe we'll skip that one. Okay. What do you think? Yeah, we'll do this one. Okay. So we'll do one song or two. You can ask me some questions if you have any. And I really appreciate you guys joining me tonight. Thank you very much. So we are going to do a July the 4th jam. You got it, Michelle. Thank you guys so much. We are going to have a 4th jam. And then we'll have class next Monday, too. There's a new event page if you're curious. Sweet. Thank you guys for joining me, everyone. I appreciate it so much. Just so you don't freak out, I am going to be doing some testing tonight of this new equipment. So, oh, that's cool. I'll be testing this some new equipment. So these won't be classes. But I got to live stream and see what it looks like. Thank you everybody for joining me. Your donations mean a lot. This playlist is available on SoundCloud as soon as class is over. Future Hero, Jonathan Baxter, I think you'll get there. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for dropping in. Class is over. This is just our free hoop, my free hoop. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you.